Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is day 9 of the Leetcode Daily Challenge. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about today's poem. Yeah, I want to say before we start, obviously times are kind of a little bit rough right now, so hope everyone's doing okay. Yeah, and one thing that I would just say about is be careful. Be take care of your mental health. I guess is what I want to say in some way. Maybe I'm not slick enough to know what to say per se, but um, yeah, hope everyone's doing okay. Anyway, today's today's poem is 901 online stock span. So let's take a look. Have I done this? I don't know if I guess I never know. Wait, what's this question mark? Oh, I guess. Oh, so I guess they tell you if I've done this. That's kind of sad actually, because I don't think I realized this thing. And also, I don't know what that means. I don't remember most of these poems I've solved because they're not worth remembering for me. So let's see. Okay, design an algorithm that collects daily price for some stock and returns the span of that stock price for the current day. What does that mean? The span is defined as the maximum consecutive of days starting from today and going backwards in which the stock price was less than or equal to today's price. Next 7 days with what is, or how do they give you an input? So 180, the maximum consecutive days. So basically, what you're getting is going to be like an increasing sequence is what you're trying to get almost. So the stock price is less than, or yeah, well, depends on which direction you go. But in either case, what you want to do is just keep track of the last one and then like keeping track of the streak. I think that's pretty straightforward. So I don't even think you need to remember more than the last number. So I think all of one space is enough unless I'm misunderstanding the problem. So let's give it a try. So yeah, last is equal to, let's just say, well, I want to say a sentinel, but I don't know if it's negative infinity or infinity, because so basically the stock price is less than, right? Did I misunderstood this? Why is this returning 6? Oh wait, maybe I did misunderstood this. Hang on, I thought it has to be. Okay, so I misunderstood this as the well, which is less than or equal to today. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let's try this again. I misread this one. I misunderstood it as kind of like a streak of which, they're all consecutively less than. But it seems like from looking at this input first, which is I need to do that more often. But it seems like 85 is 6 because it goes all the way this way, right? So what is the idea there then, right? I mean the intuition, especially given that the 10 to the 4 course, is that we probably want to do some sort of binary search or some kind of tree-like thing. But didn't we do something similar problem like this recently where I really messed up and I did some like crazy things? So basically now you're just returning the last number that is bigger than 85, right? Give or take. I mean, you have -1 or something like this. So that's basically what the problem is going to. Can we do this with a stack? Wow, and I think I struggled on the last one too, so maybe I struggle on this one as well. But I totally did misread this one though, so yeah. So it's always going to be 1 just because it includes itself, okay. And then 4 because it goes all the way up to 80. Okay. No, I think this is still a stack thing, right? Because yeah. Okay, sorry. I think I confused some other problems as well in my head in terms of proofs. One thing I would say in general, and this video has been going on for a while, and you haven't really seen me done anything, so I apologize for that. But what I was going to say is that many times, many videos when you, or like many videos that you've seen me done, I solve it like very quickly. Or maybe some of them anyway, maybe many is a lot depending on how you want to define it. But on some of those problems I solve very quickly, because the short answer is, to be honest, is because maybe that I haven't done it, that particular problem before, maybe even I haven't, I've forgotten anyway. But I've done similar enough problems that I have proofs in my head that are kind of shortcuts, right? Like almost like you think about axioms and kind of building on top of axioms, and that's how you get proofs. In my head, like with experience, you get higher level, maybe they're not called axioms anymore, but higher level building blocks of proofs that I can go in my head and be like, oh, no, I know this thing is true, even though sometimes I'm not able to articulate it, especially to the audience at home, but it's just from experience, right? So here, I think I got some signals crossed up. I got some signals crossed up, so that's why I was thinking of some other thing like that. Like that reason Q4 really messed me up because I was trying to do linear time instead of n-log n. But okay, but I think this is just to kind of be take it back a little bit. I think this is a regular stack problem. The invariant, I talk about invariance a lot, and stack is one of those things that if you want to use it correctly, does take advantage of invariance and stuff like this. So what does that mean here, right? What do I mean by invariant? It means that, for example, that if I have something like this, if I have a number that's 75, right? What does that mean? If I have a number that's smaller than 75, right? So okay, let's say we don't have 85 yet, we have some number x. What if x is, and this is for us to kind of play around, and less than or equal to fine. I mean, but off by one aside, I'm not going to show, I'm not going to be that careful because it's not that careful a proof. But let's say x is greater than 75, what happens, right? That means that all the numbers that 75 is bigger than on that streak, x is also bigger than that, right? So that means that you add one to the streak almost, except for maybe you want to add more, maybe it keeps going. But what if x is less than 75? Well, then obviously, maybe even, I think this is equal to, but what if this case, this is just 1 because, you have no streak, or your streak is just that one day. So then now what happens when it's over 75, right? Well, now let's say you have another y. So let's just say this is some x over 75, right? And then now you have some y coming. What does that mean, right? Well, now we can break it down to a few cases, right? And this is kind of the basis for at least not a proof like a strict rigorous proof, but let's say you have x or y is greater than x, right? Then what happens? Well, then this is just the answer for x plus 1 or something like that, right? Well, at least plus 1, because you may go further back, and we'll talk about that in a sec. If y is less than, if y is, let's just say, between this, then what happens, right? Well, this is just 1 again, because the streak ends, right? And then what if y is less than 75? Again, because of how numbers work and transitive property or whatever you want to say, this is also 1. So that means that in this case, we don't ever need to know that 75 existed. So that is my point, right? Yeah. So I think with that, we are able to kind of reconstruct the stack idea. Now, you wouldn't really want to be exhaustive. Now you go, okay, let's say this is, some x is less than 75, right? And then now you have some y, and then what happens? Well, and then you just do the case out. If y is greater than greater than x, then you get, there's some like induction thing there. My point is that I think that's all we need to do to do the stack solution. Okay. So then next, what do we do first? So okay. So yeah. So while length of self.stack is greater than 0 and self.stack of 0 is, I'm trying to make sure I don't get off by 1. That means that we can yeet it, right? So let's just say count is equal to 1, meaning that it only has itself as the streak. Then now count we add it to, and this is -1 on the top of the stack. Sometimes I mess that up, I don't know why. Right, because that's the count that we yeet in, if you will, and skip ahead. and then stack.pop, and then we return count. Of course, we have to push price and count. I think that's it. Maybe I'm off by 1 on the equal sign, but I think this is roughly right. Okay. Forgot to do that. Yep, looks okay. Let's just give it submit. So yeah, looks good. Maybe a little bit slower today because I don't know, misread it again or something. But same-ish idea anyway, to be honest. So 953-day streak, nice. Wow. Why is that so slow? I mean, this is just a loop. I don't care. So this is going to be in total linear time and linear space, and of course this amortizes to over 1 per element because each element can only be pushed and popped once off the stack, so that's going to be over 1, right? Amortized per element. So that's pretty much what I have for this one. Let me know what you think. Join the Discord. Stay good, stay healthy, to good mental health. I'll see y'all later and take care. Bye bye.